Many artists are hailed as trailblazers, but for Camilla Williams, the title really did fit. The first black woman to score a leading role in a major opera production has died at the age of 92. She made her debut in 1946 in Madame Butterfly with the New York City Opera. A lifelong civil rights campaigner, she also sang the national anthem before 200,000 people at the 1963 march, just before Martin Luther King gave his famous "I Have a Dream" speech. Well, in a minute, we'll be going to Missouri to speak to one of her biographers and a friend. First, though, here's a recording of her in Gershwin's Porgy and Bess. Voice of Camilla Williams. Let's go to Missouri. We can speak to Dr. Stephanie SHONEKAN, who helped Camilla Williams write her autobiography. When you look at the staggering sweep of her career, the fact she was brought up in a segregated town, I mean, how much of a struggle was it for her?
Oh, it was quite a struggle. This was a time when many doors were closed to people like Camilla to enter the classical music and opera world. So it was a real uphill task. It was full of pain and a lot of sorrow, a lot of tears, but she was determined, and she, with the help of her parents and the community, and as well as some wealthy patrons, she was able to make that dream come true. But it was definitely an uphill task.
So was it the strength of her voice, the uniqueness of her voice, combined with that very feisty sort of spirit to break those barriers that did it, do you think?
I think so. I think it was a combination of a really special gift that a number of people saw very early on, as well as you well said, her feisty character. But I think in addition, I would say she was a woman who was, even from childhood, she was convinced and she was encouraged by her parents and by the people around her that, you know, if she had faith, if she had the determination, that it could happen. And so she just, you know, in the midst of a lot of naysayers and a lot of people who told her that this was not the right path for a little black girl in the 1940s.
So I'm sorry, we haven't got a great deal of time. I'm sorry to cut across you, but what did she say in particular about her civil rights career? Because she married a lawyer, didn't she? She sang at Martin Luther King just before his speech there. What did she remember about that?
Oh, that's a great highlight in her life. I think what was most important for her, as she looked back on that time, was the fact that she really separated herself from other African Americans in the sense that she didn't do what others were doing. She wasn't the loudest voice. She wasn't the most visual person in terms of having the afro or the dashiki and so on. She just was, she decided, you know, I'll be who I am and I'll help out in any way possible. I'll be available to all the civil rights leaders to come and sing whenever they want me. And that's what she did. She had earlier traveled throughout Africa and knew what it was to be a strong black woman, and just in her own right.
And just in a few words, very briefly, how would you have described her, just in a few words?
Oh, I would describe her as a strong woman of faith, a great diva, a great American diva, and a wonderful friend to so many.
All right.
She didn't have any...
Stephanie SHONEKAN, thank you very much. We are out of time. That is it on the death of Camilla Williams. From me and the team, bye-bye.